And now, Michigan Reimagined with Chris Buck.
So this next discussion checks a lot of the boxes. Vibrancy, revitalization, nutrition, small business development, among others. Here to discuss farmers markets as a whole and the new marketplace on the green in Meridian Township is the director of Meridian Township's Park and Recreation, LuAnne Maisner. Welcome, LuAnne.
Hi, Chris. Thanks for having me today.
No, it's my pleasure. So let's start by discussing your legacy a little bit. You're not a rookie in Parks and Recreation, are you?
No, actually, I've been in Parks and Recreation since 1982. And been in the city of Muskegon, city of DeWitt, and now I've been in Meridian Township almost 21 years.
Fantastic. And so how long has the farmers market been a part of your oversight?
Well, since I've been in Meridian, this is really my first shot at farmers markets. Of course, went to them when I was young.
Sure.
But for the last 21 years in Meridian.
Okay. So the Meridian Farmers Market, when was it founded? Kind of how's it grown? How's it evolved over time? Tell me about the past.
Sure. It has a great history. It started in the dirt parking lot of the Meridian Township Hall in 1974. And there were 4 vendors total. And it just kind of grew from there. And then there was a committee put together to determine, should we build a pavilion? Is this a sustainable type program for us to move forward with? And it was. So in 1978, there was the pavilion built in Central Park right at the township offices. And that has been the home of the farmers market since 1978. Well, over the years, the market has continued to grow. We added sidewalk and put vendors down the sidewalk. And then we crossed into the historical village. But we really outgrew our space. And even though we were able to accommodate the vendors, we really no longer able to accommodate all of our visitors because our parking was limited.
Okay.
And so back in 2014, the Park Commission underwent a master plan for Central Park and looked at it's 279 acres right in the middle of the township. And we kind of had to determine, can we still host the farmers market? What can be done to still maintain it in its current location? And it was determined that we could not, without paving over the soccer field, and that was something we just weren't interested in. And especially if you're familiar with Meridian Township and around the Township Hall, we have tons of asphalt at Home Depot and Meridian Mall and Meyer, and it goes on and on and on.
Yep.
And so then we started to look at other locations that had tons of parking available, because that was really our big weakness. And how could we capitalize on something nearby?
So the market needed to move. You get a little closer to that microphone there. Perfect. Okay. All right. So, so let's talk about this unique partnership. You looked around for space. There's a lot of available parking. How did that conversation start, and who did you start it with?
Right. Well, it started even back when there was a former manager there, Larry Parsons. And we started an indoor market inside the Meridian Mall in the wintertime. And that kind of started to develop our relationship with the mall with regards to farmers markets. They've been a great partner for us all along with other activities. And then we actually had conversations with CBO Properties, who is out of Tennessee.
Okay.
And they actually had representatives come up and work with us. And I worked with members of our Meridian Economic Development Corporation members. And, at first it was, I can't believe they came up to meet with us, for one. But once they did, and they saw the vision and they saw what this could possibly be, they got excited as well. And so we had to look at how we could arrange for acquiring the property, and also a cross-access agreement to utilize their parking lot. And so this has taken a lot of time to get from where we started to where we are now. There has been a lot of details, but CBL Properties, the Meridian Mall, has been a great partner for us in the past, and I foresee that into the future as well.
Fantastic. And for those of you who don't know the geography of all of this, the mall is really pretty much right across the street from the township offices where the farmers market's currently held. And like most traditional malls that the listener might imagine, there's all these outlots right around the outside. You tend to have some green space, then acres of parking, and then the buildings kind of plop down in the middle. But in Meridian Township, there's a big green out parcel that had never leased since whenever the mall was founded in the 70s. And so it was available just facing the township building. And that's the parcel that the marketplace is going on. Is that correct?
Correct. And it has a road frontage on Central Park Drive, so it's very visible.
Right.
It is adjacent to where the market used to be. And so it was a win-win for everyone. And it's on Central Park Drive, hence the name Marketplace on the Green as we look in Central Park in New York. And we're very excited. We're like getting close now.
So that green space, and tell us how it incorporates. I mean, you think about a farmer's market at the mall doesn't sound cool, but if you can see this space and kind of how that space is kind of the gateway to the park system for the township, how is that incorporated?
Sure. Well, as we look at just a farmer's market, a covering, I mean, that's the very most minimal thing that we could have. But as the market meets, 64, 70 days outdoors. And so if we were going to engage in a process, it needed to be more than just a farmer's market. And so we do have spaces where the vendors are able to back in, but then we also have, for the people who don't need to, there's other space. We have approximately room for 80 vendors under the pavilion.
Okay. And
but then also tons of space all around. So if we still needed to have more vendors, there's places for them to set up with a tent. So when we were looking at the vision for this, it had to be more than just the farmer's market. And so we ended up putting in a playground, a patio area. There's a performance stage. So all of these are nice amenities to go with the farmer's market, but they also are great amenities for other activities that can go on and make that just our community's town center, so to speak.
Right. So the farmer's market, if I remember, is a Wednesday, Saturday thing. But to put this kind of an investment in, you're probably going to program it with different things, right?
Absolutely. It's a $2.3 million investment for us. And so we really needed to make it worth our while. And we just hope to activate that space and many more things other than just the farmer's market.
Right. The Celebrate Meridian had happened there, and there was a Gus Macker basketball tournament that had been kind of in this same space as well. So we've already kind of trained the community to go there for cool things, right?
Right, and our fireworks event every year,
right.
And we've had 5K races, or Polar Bear 5K, and we can close down that section of roadway. There's still access to the mall. We can still provide access to the post office, but then now it's closed off to vehicular traffic, so it's safe for pedestrians. There's like so many things that can happen there, and there's a new dog park going in across the street in Central Park, and a new paved pathway and a new restroom building in the village. We're really looking to activate the whole Central Park area as well as Marketplace on the Green.
That's what any prime community would do, right?
That's right.
That's fantastic. Okay. So you threw out a $2.3 million number. So where does a funding like that come from? Most municipalities I hear from are kind of strapped with money trying to fix the roads and pension debt and all these other things. How did you scrape this together?
Well, and we are dealing with all of those things as well. But fortunately in Meridian Township, we do have a park millage that supports all of our parks, our park maintenance, our Harris Nature Center, and then also any development projects. But we also this needed to be more than just about a government putting in a facility and a new park. And so we really took to the streets and worked on a fundraising campaign. And we were able to gather multiple community members and organizations who all contributed. So it wasn't just general fund and park millage. It was the Capital Region Community Foundation provided a grant, Delta Dental, the Okemos Hazlitt Kiwanis Club, the Hazlitt Okemos Rotary Club, the MEDC. We did a patronicity fundraising event.
Right, like the crowdfunding type of a setup, right?
Correct.
Yep.
And so we've had the Michigan Association, or Michigan Realtor Association, and the Greater Lansing Association of Realtors. We've just had so many organizations get involved in this whole community project, and we're just like so excited to be able to finally move this thing forward. So the partnership with the mall and all of our community members and organizations, that's how this has happened.
All right. So we're recording now in September of 2020. The pandemic has throttled everything known to man. And how has that affected, the progress of getting this completed and anticipating opening days?
Sure. Well, I'm a kind of person who, when you presented with lemons, you make lemonade out of it. And so we were in the middle of our indoor market, which had to cease in March. Construction couldn't start right away outside, but as soon as the governor gave the thumbs up for that, our contractors, Gordon Construction Services and Mid-States Recreation, went to work immediately. And they have been working on this tirelessly daily. There's not a time you can go by and not see workers there. And so we're finally getting to the finish line on this. But what has happened with COVID and farmers markets, and I believe they've become more popular. Our market is thriving. So farmers markets were considered an essential activity during COVID, during the shutdown. We started our outdoor market in the mall parking lot with vendors spaced out, lots of space, large courtyard. We had an entrance area. We require all of our, and to this day, require our vendors to wear a mask, and they have to answer the questionnaire, and we take their temperature when they arrive each day. And then also our customers are required to wear a mask. And we have had some difficulties with that a little, but we've really stuck to our guns. And our market, we probably have 3,500 vendors or visitors on a Saturday. And we also have a Wednesday market that was sputtering a little, but no longer. That is thriving as well. And the Wednesday market is from 3 until 7.
Okay.
And so we're really hoping once Marketplace gets up and running and we can get beyond COVID and bring people together for more recreation purposes, we hope to have food trucks and maybe a Wednesday night live open mic night during the farmers market and some other things going on. So there's a lot of programming that's going to take place around this as well.
So is there any way to try to track the economic impact of a farmer's market?
Currently we do ask our vendors to provide, and it's an anonymous situation, but like what their earnings were. And we have approximately $30,000 to $40,000 worth of commerce that takes place on a Saturday.
Okay.
Like I said, we have about 3,000 to 3,500 visitors on a Saturday. That's our biggest day. But I don't have any solid numbers about what it actually does in the community other than business owners who have said, we love when the market's going on because that brings more people out. Our business increases during market days. Yeah,
people are out and about, and now they're going to be parked in the mall's parking lot. So why not turn the other way and go buy a pair of jeans or go to the food court? Really, hopefully everyone.
Goods.
Exactly,
right.
Yep. That's fantastic. Okay. So, and then the farmers, do you view them as small business entrepreneurs?
Absolutely. They are all individual business owners, all of our vendors that come in. And so their business has been great, which is good for them.
Yeah.
But it's also such a great event for our community. And our community supports the farmers market. And I just think farmers markets in general, over the past decade, have grown tremendously. I mean, we used to be one of the only markets in town, and now they're everywhere. Every small community surrounding us. But we're all cognizant of one another and plan on different days.
Right.
But, I think that, we're doing our best to try to help all of our vendors be successful. And then if our community comes out and supports it, it's all the better.
Right on. So did you collaborate with other farmers market managers or, to kind of come up with the what it's going to look like and whether it's worthwhile? And is it a collaborative group or did you kind of work on your own?
Well, I kind of worked on my own, but we took some folks and we visited other farmers markets, spoke with other market managers, worked with our vendors, got their ideas on things that are important to them. And we've kind of melded it all together to come up with Marketplace on the Green.
Okay. And it's a big open air pavilion, correct? Kind of a 3-branch. Explain it to us a little bit, what people would see.
It's like a U-shape configuration where the vendors can back in on the exterior perimeter. And then there's a courtyard in the center, and that's where all of our amenities are located, is in the courtyard. So it really separates the vehicles from the pedestrians for a safety factor. Our market does have, I think I mentioned, the stage and a restroom, an office building. Food assistance programs, we are very strong in that with the double-up food bucks and bridge cards and all of those types of things. We just really are trying to be like this place where people come and it's fun to gather with your neighbors and it's wide open and you feel safe and it's clean and just a happy place. And that's what we're looking for once we can get the market open.
And the vendors, now they can see it really kind of coming to fruition. Are you getting much excitement out of them?
Absolutely. When we looked at if we're going to operate the market, we wanted to make sure we were outdoors in a large open space. Safety is our number one concern. And I hesitated to open the market adjacent to construction of the new market. I just didn't know if those would be two compatible activities going on. But it was like the greatest decision ever because our customers and our vendors both have been able to watch the progress over the past few months.
Well, with the few moments we have left, I mean, it seems like everybody's winning. It's all just sunshine and roses from a concept, right? Not a lot of resistance. But did you face any resistance in moving through this? I mean, obviously you had to figure out where the funding would come from, but was it all pretty much everyone on board?
Well, just getting through the details of construction, making sure we've got good drainage and how that all is working and how we can improve the water quality in the pond across the street in Central Park South, because really it's just the runoff from the mall parking lot and Central Park Drive, and we want to make that more recreational. So there were a lot of other elements that went into just the structure itself.
Fantastic.
But it's been worth every second.
Awesome. LuAnne Maisner from the Marketplace on the Green in Meridian Township. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you, Chris.